We want those easy wins. We want those things that we know will drive instant traffic, instant results, instant clients, instant sales.
Welcome back to Duo On Air. I'm Abby.
And I'm Courtney.
And we're the ex-agency turned entrepreneurial team that puts the Duo in Duo Collective. Our boutique organic marketing agency specializes in SEO, social media strategy, and branding.
We're an everyday pair of business besties / marketing experts obsessed with helping our community learn more about what it takes to run a business.
Which is why on Duo On Air, we're not holding anything back. We're giving you all the info we know about how to grow your business organically so you can be the confident CEO you were made to be.
And how to navigate life as a small business owner.
Whether it's on your own or with your best friend by your side, so grab your coffee
or your mimosa, we don't judge,
and settle in for a quick value-packed episode of Marketing Tips.
Welcome back to the Duo On Air podcast. This is episode number 31, and today we're chatting about easy SEO wins you can implement this week that will actually move the needle quickly for your business. So I say we, but I'm actually recording this one completely solo, which feels bizarre and kind of like I'm talking to myself. So all you solo podcasters out there, I salute you because this is harder than I thought. Courtney is off gallivanting in Iceland. We have tons and tons of amazing guests on the podcast, but we want to make sure that we're still doing some solo podcasts as well. So this is just Abby today showing up to chat with you guys about some SEO wins because you probably can guess it, but the most common question that we get is how long does it take to see an impact for your SEO? And it's such a struggle because in the business world, we want those easy wins. We want those things that we know will drive instant traffic, instant results, instant clients, instant sales straight to our inbox. And we're busy, right? So we want those easy things. And the hard thing is with organic SEO, things take time. It takes time to really see an impact. But there are some easy things that you can do this week, today, whenever you want, that will help make the biggest impact, and you might actually see results within the month. So we're going to chat through what some of those things are and how to do them so that you can kind of add them to your priority list. So let's jump right into the first one. The first one and the first thing that you can do to really help improve your SEO quickly is to optimize your SEO titles and your headlines. So your headlines of every single blog post that you have is going to be your H1 heading tag, which is the most important heading tag that Google looks at. This is Google's number one priority. It tells Google, this is what my content is all about. And your SEO titles are those blue little words that live on a Google search engine page, the title before you click through to the article. These two things do not need to match. They can be different. And in fact, they probably should be different because when someone's on Google, you want to give them the really quick, this is 5 ways to increase your SEO, super easy tactics that you can do today. Like you want to make it actionable, clickable. You want to get people to click through to your post, whereas your headline can be a little loftier and it can still include your keyword, but it might not need to be as action driven as your SEO title. So because Google looks at these with a very, very high priority, just by optimizing some of your SEO titles and headlines, you can actually see a really big impact on this. So what I would prioritize is not optimizing content that's working really great for you, but optimizing the content that's not working for you. And the way you can do this and check to see which content isn't working for you is to go to your Google Analytics. So pop into your Google Analytics account, click over on engagement, and you can see pages and behavior in which people are engaging with you. Which pages are they visiting? How are they finding you? You can also see this in Google Search Console. So you can see it in both places. And then rather than looking at your best performing content, look at your worst performing content. So go through, see which content is not performing, and this content is the ones that you might want to tweak your SEO titles and headlines. So even if you go in and you say do this for 3 posts, just go check and see the next month after you've made some updates if any of that content has performed better. But this is something that can take a really quick 5 minutes and really increase your SEO without needing to write brand new content. So that's number 1, optimize your SEO titles and headlines. Number 2, we are going to do the opposite. So rather than looking at the worst performing content, go and find your best performing pieces, your best performing blog posts or pages, and do a little audit. By doing little audits on your best performing content, we can almost exponentially help grow that content. So say it's already performing really well, but we want it to perform even better. This is a really easy SEO win because Google already knows about the content. They're already serving your content. So by optimizing this and making it even better, they can serve it to even more people. So we have a few things outlined here to help you understand how to audit your content. And also I always say we, it's just me on this podcast, just me talking, but Court is here in spirit. So I will continue to say we because that is just how we do things over here at Duo. But anyways, I'm going to walk through these questions for you so that you know how to audit your content. I'm also going to put all of these in the show notes so you can go check out on our blog the show notes for this episode. And you can go through your best performing piece of content and answer these questions for yourself. So the very first thing, is anything on this post outdated? Your best performing piece of content might be something you wrote 5 years ago. So chances are you might have something in there that can be updated and improved just because times changed and we know things change very quickly. So that's the first thing. Take a look at this article, see if anything is outdated. Second is look at the chosen keyword. What keyword did you write for? If you didn't write for a keyword and you were just writing, then maybe this is the time to think of what that keyword you wrote for, even if you didn't actually have it in mind. What do you think that keyword is now? And then go to your favorite tool. So if you've listened to us for a while, you likely know that we love Uber Suggest. Go to your favorite tool, type in that keyword, and then see if any new related keywords or questions around this topic have since popped up since you've written this article. This can sometimes, rather than optimizing, when we say like optimize your best performing piece of content, we're not saying rewrite it. Please do not rewrite it. We are talking about easy SEO wins that can save you time. So we want something that's easy and quick. So all you're doing here is if there is a new question or a new related keyword that popped up for this article that you didn't write about, you're just going to add a paragraph. You're going to add a new headline and a new paragraph to address this new topic that people want to know about, and you're going to add that in. This can be anywhere from 5 to 10 sentences helping to explain it, but this will help your content rank better. The next thing that you can do is Google this topic. What other articles are popping up, and are they sharing information that's deeper than you? Is there anything missing that you could add to your articles that your competitors are already hinting on? So that can be a really easy thing to do. And next, could you enhance this post with a video? So rather than adding new content, maybe the post could have an opportunity for a quick little tutorial. We just did an email last week to our email list, and that email had a 2-minute video in it all about how to request a crawl for your pages, which we're going to talk about in a second actually, and I'm going to link in the show notes here because it's really valuable. But we did that video in 2 minutes, and that's all it took. I didn't write a script. I didn't optimize it. I didn't go and look up new keywords. I just did a quick 2-minute video to help enhance the post and added it to the email. And what you can do is you can do that quick video and then just embed it into your article. And the great thing about this is that by putting a quick video in there and embedding the YouTube video in there, you're increasing your engagement rate on the post because people are going to spend more time staying on your blog post because they're going to watch that quick video in addition to reading everything else. So you've just increased the time on your site, which is a huge indicator for Google that this content is really good performing content. The next question to ask yourself when you're auditing your own piece of content is to check and see if you've had any comments lately. What are the comments and questions that people are answering consistently? And can you instead just add this to the article rather than addressing all of these commenters individually? And the next question you can ask yourself, I have a lot of questions here about auditing your content, which is why I said they will be in the show notes, so don't worry about that. But the next question that you can ask yourself is, could you update your call to action? If this is your best performing piece of content, you're likely already getting new traffic from it every single month. So go to the end. I know for a fact that we have a post out there that is still driving people to our SEO course, which our SEO course is wonderful and phenomenal, but there are other things that are a bigger priority for our business. So I know for a fact that I want to go back to those and I want to send people to our weekly tips. Like I want to send them into our email list so that they can get our Tuesday tips and tips. Or I want to send them to our SEO group coaching program. So think about that for a second, because just like your social post, every single blog post that you create should have a call to action, and updating that to speak to what you're currently working on is super important, because you want to make sure that you're continuing to get people to connect with you beyond just that blog post. Let's get them into your email list. Let's get them into your social following. Let's make sure that they can connect with you deeper, because that's the whole goal of driving traffic to your website anyways, right? Is to make them a really deep audience customer member with you. And finally, I promise this is the last question, is to go through and update or add any new internal links. So if this post is really old, you've likely written other new pieces of blog content since then. So what you can do is you can go ahead and add those internal links to relevant content that you might have talked about throughout the blog post. So don't go in and just add a sentence that isn't relevant at all to the article just to include an internal link. It needs and should be related, but you can go through and be like, oh, also since then I wrote this updated post about, meta descriptions. And so I want to make sure that I add that in so that then they can go to that post and learn more about that. And this is some of the best ways to not only increase time on site, because again, we want to keep them on your website as long as possible, because that's a really good indicator to the Google algorithm that you have good content, but you also just want to provide value. Like you want to continue to provide value for them as they're reading your content. So those are all the questions to ask yourself when you are going through your best performing pieces of content. Do a little audit like this. You'll likely find a few nuggets that you can update, and then you can republish it. So after you've republished it, there's a couple things you should do. First, like I mentioned before, you should request a crawl on Google Search Console. And second, you should share it. Tell your audience you updated it, you made that article better, create a new Pinterest pin for it, share it in your stories with a little link, make sure you share it to your email list, even if it's something that's super old that you have updated to make relevant to today. Even if someone's read it, they might want to go back and read it again or look at what you've added to that article, which again, you're driving traffic to your website. Another really big indicator for Google that this content is great content and that they should continue to share it with more people. So I'm going to make sure that I include that little 2-minute video for you in here of how to request a crawl on Google Search Console, because once you've updated your content, Google doesn't automatically crawl your content without an indicator. So you need to make sure that you tell Google, hey, I updated this old article and I want you to go through, recrawl it because I added new keywords or I added new content in here. That's really important. And that will help Google show you more often on search engines. And I am going to leave you with one more super easy win. This is to go in and fix your broken links. So this is one of the easiest things you're ever going to do. Go to brokenlinkcheck.com, type in your URL. It will automatically populate all of the broken links that your website has. It doesn't even mean it lives on your website. It might tell you that there's a broken link on Pinterest or there's a broken link on someone else's website that links to you, because all of that, if anything points to your domain and is broken, it's an indicator to Google that your website isn't as optimal as it can be. So making sure that you don't have broken links is so important for your SEO because it's something that can ding you without you even realizing it. So go ahead and check this. And then we always recommend that you check this about once a quarter to make sure that you don't have any broken links so that you can continue to stay relevant and that Google can continue to push your content out. So there you have it. That is 3 super easy SEO wins that are not only quick, they do not require you to create new content, but they're something that's quick and actually moves the needle. Like you can actually see results from this in less than the 3 to 4 months that we usually say when it comes to writing new content. So just to recap, optimize your SEO titles and headlines for those poor performing pieces of content that you have. Go to your best performing pieces of content, do a little audit. And then once you've done that, make sure you go in to Google Search Console, request a crawl, and then share it with the world because we know that everyone wants to read it. And then finally, fix your broken links. So I hope that this episode was okay being a solo person here. This was super weird, and I can't wait to record next time with Courtney. If you like this episode, please be sure to share it with a friend and subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes dropping every Monday. Plus, if you haven't already, please leave us a review and don't hesitate to share any new episode ideas. We love hearing from you and creating this content for you. See you next week.